Welcome everyone, I'm At the Hero, to enjoyed by Pink, and this is the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode 243 I want to say. I usually just check before I press record, but that doesn't matter.
I think that is correct. 243.
So yeah, Alex may join us later on, and that's pretty much all we know, as far as I know. So Pink,
Indeed.
anything coming out on your channel?
Yeah, there will be Dead by Daylight stuff coming out on my channel, and I don't know, maybe there will be some spatterings of Rainbow Six stuff, but I wouldn't hold my breath for that. Just gonna be a bunch of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. Well, as for my channels, they're still things are still not completely fixed. Like technically, I am looking at my normal monitor, and it's working, but it has this thing where it freaks the fuck out. I don't know what causes it. It freaks the fuck out and makes the screen go all over the place at the same time
Yeah,
with ghosting, and it makes
so
it
good.
yeah, it makes it so I can't actually see sometimes, and I have not yet figured out a way to fix this. In fact, it's probably going back to the service to get serviced next week. So yeah,
All right.
I wish I could work on stuff,
Yeah.
but yeah. So that's that. And then as for the group channel, of course, say it with me, Peter.
Peter!
But yeah, so Spider-Man is coming out on Monday. Then we have I nearly called it Brawlhalla. Multiverses.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Multiverses coming out on Tuesday, I want to say. Then next we have Armello on Wednesday, I think.
Nice.
Then Stray. And maybe something else I forgot. But those are for sure.
Very
Katamari.
nice.
Katamari, I think, is coming
Oh
out this
yeah,
week
yeah.
on Friday.
Good stuff.
So yeah, then Pink. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Not a lot this week, honestly. I watched the first episode that they released of She-Hulk. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it very much. Um, let's see. What have I done? Have I done anything this week? I started playing Stronghold Crusader HD. It's an old ass game from 2003 or 2002 actually, I think. 2003 or 2002, somewhere around there. And I'd been having a lot of fun with that. Been cheesing the AI just a little bit to get through some of the stages, but it is what it is. I won't judge myself. Um, very old school real time strategy game. It's medieval age set castle simulator type of thing.
Yeah, you have to build your own castle.
Yeah, yeah. But it's fun. I've been enjoying it. Spent a lot of time with it, I'd say, just a bit. So had fun with that throwback. This game from my childhood, so it always appreciated to go back to the classics.
Yeah.
Which I also played a little bit of Sunshine this week as well. Again, back to the classics. Super Mario Sunshine, anyway.
Yeah, you have to get out your GameCube copy because Miyamoto broke your kneecaps and stole
He
the
broke into
Switch
my
one.
house and stole my Switch, and I've never seen it again. But yeah. I was gonna say something about that. Oh yeah, 64. I attempted to play some 64 Mario 64 as well, because that's a game that it's a beloved old time classic, but I just never played it when it was beloved. So going back to it in the year of 2022, it's like, I don't really like it all that much, honestly. There were better Marios. So
Yeah, I don't mind Super Mario 64, but I mean it in the sense that, like, I don't like collectathon 3D platform, or well, I like 3D platforms. I don't like collectathons.
yeah.
Out of the Nintendo 64's catalog of collectathons that I've played, the Super Mario 64 is one of the ones that least go hardcore on the like fucking scour every square inch of the map to get every collectible. So that makes it very my eye. But it's also,
Yeah,
it is also very basic, yes.
and let's see. Not anything more to say on the Mario stuff. I played it for a little while, enjoyed it, and then in Mario 64's case, I played it for a little while, didn't quite enjoy it because just not my style of game. I
Yeah.
don't like the design, but
Which level are you on?
I am in the snow area with all the penguins that you can throw off the cliffs.
There's two. There's
Oh,
that
well,
actually is two.
I guess I'm in the first area because I doubt I progressed far enough to make it to the second one. I think I would have remembered that there were being two at all.
I
So
think
yeah,
I think you would be around the level with the mother penguin that you have to fetch the child for.
yeah, that sounds accurate.
Then yeah, you're in the first one, I think.
Yep, that should be the case. That makes the most sense
Yeah.
because I've obviously not sunk a lot of time into it. Let's see. I got She-Hulk, Mario, Stronghold. I obviously played a little bit of Dead by Daylight with Mike. I don't. Were you there for that?
Probably not.
That might have been last week. I feel like there was a time when we were all in the Discord call and you actually did join up for a while, but I don't remember. Uh, I guess it was last week, probably.
It was the time when the person who probably doesn't want to be named, so I won't, was here.
Ah, yeah. I think that was this week.
I don't remember, Pink. You might be right.
Oh, no matter, no matter. Let's see. So, yeah, not a lot of new stuff going on with me, just the typical same old, same old.
All right. Well then, as for me, let's see. Let me get the paper out. All right, Pink. This is a game that both of us can talk about from different perspectives. So
All
I
right.
so for the first time I've played Dead or Alive 5. I didn't call it 15, but yeah, Dead or Alive
Dead or
5.
Alive, what?
5.
5.
Yeah. So Pink, you might know Dead or Alive as the fighting game series that is Booba.
Yes. We have discussed that in the past, I want to say.
Yeah. So Dead or Alive was I guess the sister series to Virtua Fighter. Not really. It was made by different people, but it's pretty much just Virtua Fighter
Yeah.
gameplay wise, and then also Booba.
Yeah, that's very important. The
So
booba.
yeah. So you would enjoy Dead or Alive 5 because it has your favorite character, Ryu Hayabusa.
No!
He is playable. He has been playable for the past 20
Why?
years. Like the funniest part of that is that he's been playable in Dead or Alive since before his redesign.
When did he get redesigned?
Before the game we played.
Oh.
Like the original costume for Ryu Hayabusa in Dead or Alive is his old Nintendo costume, the purple one.
Oh.
Yeah, because that was his only design when they started putting him into those games.
Ah, I see.
But yeah, so that game is weird because it also features Mai Shiranui, which means that you need to buy this
Yeah,
game.
I know my.
Yeah, and also Virtua Fighter characters, namely Akira, the guy who is like generic karate man, him,
Yeah.
as well as Jackie Bryant.
Jackie Bryant?
Yeah,
The flip kick guy?
yes.
I hate that guy.
And the best part is they didn't change his moveset. So I
There was
immediate
no need to.
no, it was perfect already.
Exactly. You simply cannot improve upon Jackie Bryant.
But yes, Sarah is also playable, but who cares about Sarah?
Sarah Bryant?
Yeah,
She sucks. She can't beat her brother. Her brother's too powerful.
her legs are too, or his legs are too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I played uh DOA the only way you were meant to, doing nothing but flip kicks because I'm fucking Jackie Bryan. Deal with it. And they gave him different outfits. He has the one he had in Virtua Fighter 5, but he also has an Organization 13 coat from Kingdom
Okay.
Hearts. But
That's
I'm
interesting.
what I'm saying is that they recognize that he's evil and gave him outfits that give that to that give that impression as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else can I really point out about DOA? I was surprised by how actually fun the gameplay is.
Oh.
I didn't expect. I downloaded it because I was like, well, I play fighting games. I might as well give this one a go. Like
Yeah.
I've played a lot of other fighting games. In fact I've played a lot of most of the ones that I actually own. This is one of the ones that I don't. Like it's either this or Mortal Kombat 11 or Injustice 2. And out of those three, at least I haven't played DOA 5 yet.
That is true.
And I was genuinely surprised by how fun uh just getting around stuff, and like just like the because the DOA, like the big difference between, wait, I don't actually remember Virtual Fighter's controls. Well, whatever. DOA is a two-button fighter. DOA has a button for punch, has a button for kick, and also a button for guard and grab. Those are your four face buttons. That's all you have. Everything else is motions.
Okay.
And that's an interesting control scheme because I'm not used to it, but I don't hate it. I didn't like it in Virtua Fighter, but I think Virtua Fighter might be less lenient with how it takes those inputs, and also DOA 5 allows you to juggle people fairly easily. So I just think that there's more fun to be had with the control scheme in DOA 5, or at least having not played Virtua Fighter 5 recently.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I own 3 copies of it, I think. And then that's pretty much it for DOA. So then I played Far Cry 3 for the first time as well.
Isn't that like society's favorite Far Cry?
Yes.
Aha, how'd you like it?
I don't get why Mike was like, that's like one of the only good Ubisoft games, and she's like, it's a generic shooter with a generic Ubisoft open world. Like every issue that he has with Assassin's Creed, I could probably bring up against Far Cry, aside from the Animus Wars, and I even like the only difference is, instead of Animus Wars, the game just gave me a pop-up that says, hey, you're going out of mission area, and then I died.
Yeah.
So the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, otherwise it's just it's just I don't really know how to put my thoughts into words because I don't have any thoughts about it. It's kind of just there. It's very
Yeah, it
nothing.
happened. It was a game, all right.
Like I haven't beaten it yet, but like I don't know how much I want to actually like put in an effort to actually beating it, because as I've said, generic Ubisoft open world. It's not the current generic Ubisoft open world, but it's the old version of generic Ubisoft open world, which is close enough. And and also like it's like you need to fucking kill five endangered killer whales to get another like slot on your fucking your belt to put in a shotgun shell into, because
uh,
and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
it was the it was one of the progenitors, I think, of the try to usher in as much other outside like genre things into this games genre as we can to appeal to everyone trend. But it's like, just because it was one of the first ones doesn't mean I have to forgive it. you know
Yep. Yep.
Like similarly, uh, Assassin's Creed, like Assassin's Creed only contributions to video games as an industry were negative, and I don't think I can't even really argue about it. Like even if I wanted to, and I don't, because that's just true. Like what did Assassin's Creed contribute to video games? Borgia Towers, uh,
Other stuff, I'm sure.
parkour maybe, not really.
Ah,
I think
actually,
yeah,
possibly, but almost every game around that time was doing parkour. It feels like, so I don't
yeah,
know who was first there.
yeah. Like
If you
if I want to if I want if I
quantify one as a first, since they're all in development around the same time.
like if I want to point a finger for parkour, then to me it feels like I should point it at Prince of Persia more than Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that's true.
And then uh the Arkham battle system, I guess. That's something I can fault Assassin's Creed with. That's pretty much it.
Remember Arkham? Yeah.
But yeah, so Far Cry 3, uh like it genuinely comes down to I don't care about the world because it's kind of just generic and my interactions with it are so limited to just shoot random guys, shoot random goons that we spawn in fucking on screen. It has happened to me, so I know it happens. We spawn in on screen that you have to fight every 2 minutes because we can't let you have a quiet moment. Also, the overworld is very large, especially for your travel speed.
Mm.
And I also don't care about the characters because the freedom fighters and the other guys, I guess, who may not even exist. I don't actually know because I haven't gotten that far in the story. But but like the freedom fighters are just just your generic tropey freedom fighter characters, and I can't I literally am incapable of forcing myself to care about the protagonist or any of his friends because the whole setup for Far Cry 3. I don't know if you played it, Pink, but the whole setup for Far Cry 3 is rich like hedge fund babies go to vacation, get kidnapped in the process,
I
and
see.
like I have a hard time sympathizing with people who start the game out fucking just being an annoyance generally in the opening cutscene, and then you just hard cut to them being in prison or being kidnapped.
Yeah.
And it may be a thing of like they want you to warm up to them or whatever, but like I can't. I've saved one of the main guy's friends, and like they were getting shot at. They survived an explosion and stuff like that. And the only thing she can say is, "Man, I wish I was in Hollywood." Boy, like I don't know who I'm supposed to be rooting for in this game because I don't root for anyone. Voss is a very okay hot take. Voss is a very fucking like mediocre villain. He's just doing a generic Joker shtick. He just watched The Dark Knight. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be the Joker now. I'm the Joker, baby. I don't even remember. I don't even remember which video that comes from. I just remember this guy in a Joker costume saying that, and it's great.
That actually originated, I want to say, on a cow chop video.
It may have. I don't remember. But
One of
yeah,
their, what was it, wrong side of YouTube or something like that.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on Far Cry. Kind of generic, and the main villain is also just the Joker, baby. Uh, so yeah, I won't hit Bloodborne because WW wants to talk about it, and also like, well, what am I supposed to talk with you about Bloodborne? Hey, octopi.
Octopi.
That's pretty much all you would understand. Like you've seen the types of sentences I had to write out just to get like context from W for stuff. Like
Uh-huh.
I can tell you, hey, I had to eat 3 umbilical cords. Like cool. Cool, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see. I did art. In fact, I'm doing
Nice.
art right now, but yeah. Let's see. Well, for one. Oh yeah. Need to hit this in order. So I have a calligraphy brush for Japanese style calligraphy, which makes it
All right.
means that it's not a calligraphy pen like style brush. It's an actual like ink brush for better lack of better fucking ways to put it into words.
Yeah.
So I recently figured out that I have four of those of various sizes and textures. I figured out that the smallest one can be used for line work. So I spent the week just trying out what I can do with that. So I don't know where to put this shit. I don't know. Fuck it. I put it into text in the recording section just to make things interesting.
All right.
So I went back and redid one of our later drawing video drawings with slightly more detail,
It's incredible.
isn't it? But yeah, then I also tried my hand at Tachanka
Ah.
once more, inspired by one of the AI generated pictures we made for him. Let's see. I also went back and remade one of my or well remade. I drew a new picture of one of my OCs. So there's that.
Very nice. I like the what do they call it? Pop art type background.
Yeah, that took me half an hour.
I believe it.
But yeah, I'm surprised I'm not freaking out about the fact that he has orange.
It doesn't look bad. I
Yeah,
don't
like
like orange per se, but it doesn't look bad.
I mean it can work. I mean, like
Yeah,
I think with his color scheme it works.
yeah.
But yeah, then I made myself a new gameplay logo for whenever we need to use that. That's more in
Oh,
line with my
nice.
new avatar.
Yeah.
And then most importantly, so Pink, this requires some explanation. So Pink, do you ever just like draw something and then you're like listening to music or something like that, and you focus on whatever something else you're listening to rather than the actual drawing, and you just kind of zone out and you end up putting way too much all right, W will be on momentarily, but yeah, so you end up putting way too much effort accidentally into a part that you didn't mean to, but it just kind of happened because you were zoning out.
Possibly. Yeah.
So yeah, Pink, yeah, I'm sure you can guess which part I zoned out at.
Yeah. This Sonic just progressively gets more terrifying as time goes on.
Yeah, and then this is all Goku's fault because he gave me the idea how to have him with the fucking the tongue out. That's and then let me get to this. If I was able to draw mouths more detailed, I could probably get into drawing war for money at this point. The spittle is on point.
I guess if you got no better options, it's not a bad way to make money, I suppose.
I mean, it's a thing of like, do you want to draw like normal porn, or do you want to draw something that doesn't actually even look like porn, but it's porn to someone that will pay a lot of money for it? I think the choice
Right.
there is.
Yeah, that's true. That's it. nifty way of looking at it.
But yeah, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna like the test drawing worked out fairly decently. So I'm gonna try with this Sonic because I didn't color it. It's probably gonna be like scarier because it's whatever. And then while making the line work, I just zoned out for like I want to say an hour. And this is what an hour zoning out while drawing gets you.
Fair enough.
Now let's see, did I do anything else? Because I feel like I've done something that was drawing related. Well, I am drawing right now, but I can't really send that over to you. But I suppose I can. I'll delete it after. Fuck it. But yeah, you'll get to see how I fucking color things and all that. So, my other OC, the one that W named.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this thing with character design that I do that I think other people might do as well, but I'm not sure, which is why I'm unsure. There's this thing with character design I do where I don't like I only somewhat influence where the character design goes, and then I also let it do stuff on its own. So if I fuck something up too hard and I can't save it, sometimes those things just become quirks of the character.
Yeah.
So this guy originally started out as a Sonic OC type character, as in like I wanted to design a character in that style to see if I can do it. I couldn't really.
Yeah.
But the more I drew this character, the more I drew this character, the more I tried to make it, be in my style rather than that style. And while getting it from A to B, I fucked up and made it accidentally muscular, which I didn't mean to. But hey, and that's kind of just stuck around. So this time, I figured, fuck it, flanderization is a thing. Let's just get it over with. So let's see. Did I put it here or did I put it in the no? I put it in the other thing. Yes. Oh, I didn't save it with the oh. I didn't save it as the PNG. Okay, 1 second.
No problem.
So I'll put it to the other place because that makes it easier for me because then whatever. Then I won't have to tell you, hey, it's uploading when it's not. Pretty much. But yeah, so this is what I'm working on right now. I just want to went ahead and say, fuck it. This is anatomy practice now.
Abs for days.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically, this has been a week of anatomy practice because, like, the idea for this guy, past the muscular thing, which I at this point it's been in too many drawings of him for me to want to reverse. But I wanted to make him like look lean, but instead this is what we got. Because there's a difference between someone being a roided up freak and someone having lean muscles. And
Yeah.
considering this guy is probably a fucking ninja, considering he has a fucking kusarigama, then it would make sense for him to be lean. He's not anymore. But yeah, also ball for scale.
Ball for scale.
Yeah, I know the other thing that I drew that I forgot about. Speaking of lean, it reminded me of it. So yeah, I did also try to practice drawing more lean muscles because it's like the going far into drawing muscles is good because then you know where muscles are. Then you have to learn how to reduce them because people aren't on roids usually.
Yeah.
And so this was my attempt. Speed Race is just easy to draw because his head shape is just an egg. No nose, no nose, just egg.
He's so beefy.
I like I don't know if I succeeded in drawing him lean, because like it's a thing of like I think the arms turn out fine for what I'm wearing for. The pecs may be too much,
Yeah.
and the arms are also I feel like a bit too short, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all of the drawing stuff. I think. Let me see. I guess. It does appear so. Yes. Okay. Then, let's see. What else did I do? I played Multiverses. The netcode is still kind of weird, but also like I can confirm that it didn't lock me out of fighting with people on other platforms, at least as long as they're on console, because I fought exactly one person on Xbox.
Disgusting.
I fought I wanna say 10 matches in 2 days. Because I don't really want to stick around playing multiverses with the bad netcode, but hey.
Yeah.
But I played 10 matches. Of those 10 matches, one of them was on Xbox, 9 of them were on PlayStation, or rather against PlayStation and Xbox, respectively. So yeah, still haven't fought a person on PC since they seemingly fixed the netcode, and I mean I'm saying seemingly because it is better, I guess. It's not good yet.
It's marginally better.
Yeah, like I don't immediately start fucking teleporting all over the place the second we load in, but sometimes it still happens a bit too much for me. Like basically the way I can say my issues with that code of that game is that there's still too many times when it seems like people are dying to the netcode rather than me, and that's an issue for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I showed it to my niece because she's young, so I expected her to be like, "Hey, a platform fighter, I'll enjoy this." No,
No.
no. Weirdly enough, she did not like it because they don't have many moves.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then she was like, I want to play the other fighting game," and I was like, "Which one?" Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't even know Strive. She wanted to play Exert. Like it's this weird thing where my niece does enjoy the things aimed at children more, or I don't know how to put it better, because it's she enjoys the things where she can have a crutch more, but at the same time, when the crutch is too overbearing, she's still like, no, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like her favorite fighting game, as far as I know, is still Uni, and that game has some crutches, but it's not um it's not the only way to play the game, and that's pretty much it. Like there are auto combos on one button. Everything else is not that not auto combos. There's also like more involved mechanics like roaming cancels and stuff like that in Uni and all that. But yeah, so that was weird, and then her and my mom proceeded to have a fucking tournament pretty much in Guilty Gear. That's still a thing. I feel like I've told you before, but it is still a thing that we need to do. My mom wants to have a fucking like round robin tournament with us for a video, because like she's the one who taught me how to play fighting games. So
Yeah.
I expect things. I can
Expect things.
Like I can assure you, she doesn't move. That's her play style. Zoning doesn't exist, only rarely. Like she expects you to zone and then out zones you.
Funny.
Yeah. But anyway, that, and then what else? Well, the whole thing with that I've been ranting about for the past, like, is it 2 months already? With the trying to figure out where I fall exactly on being ace and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
I may have reached a conclusion, more or less. So what happened was, I happened upon a survey or whatever, a test that was based on surveys from the community. That's not supposed to be a conclusive thing, but it's supposed to give you an idea of, hey, this is what you said, so this is what that may mean. And I did that, and just not even actually the survey results is what made it definite, but just the questions and how, and what the answers I gave and how the survey was structured kind of helped, because it was like they said that there's a 20% failure or whatever, like failure rate on the surveys end, as in like you can get points in things that you're not, even if you're not, because that's how what's the word I'm looking for, whatever, that's what failure rates are. You can get a false positive.
Ah.
But yeah, I enjoyed how it was like, okay, so here's one, like, what's the word I'm looking for, here's one topic. Okay, hey W. W? Oh no, he's dead.
Oh no.
The sentient octopus.
Oh no.
All right, I guess we've been a W for a while still.
We
So
had him for a minute there, but he's gone now.
the sentient octopus took him.
Indeed.
So where was I? So yeah, I enjoyed how it gave you like milestones between the topics or whatever, the discussion topics in itself, where it was like, okay, so talk about this thing, like, answer, choose the answers that fit you the most, according to, or in regards to this thing, and then once you finish that topic, it's like, okay, so this is what you said, do you agree with this? Like, I like that cross questioning. It was funny, but I kind of liked it, because it meant that like, it was a thing of like, it how should I put this, because of how some of the pre-baked answers were structured, the text could get more context out of you by just answering whether or not you agree with it, pretty much.
Uh,
I thought that was kind of nice. But yeah, so uh from the looks of things, just overall, I seem to be actually like, I need to look this up. I forgot the name of it. Shit. Because there's two very similarly named things that are related, I guess, but not the same. And I'm consulting the thing that I sent to you like 2 weeks ago. You know, the one that everyone's in horror of.
yeah, yeah.
I sent that to Mike, and he like
He's something, all right.
yeah, he has yet to reply. Is pretty much all I can say. He was like, no, I'll reply. He hasn't. I can't blame him, but it's funny. Hmm. Where is it? I remember it being in here in this. Shit. There it is. I found it. So I may be oriented airways. Hey, W.
Okay, after much trouble, I'm finally able to get on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
My internet has been getting inexplicably worse over the last 2 weeks.
That's weird.
That's no good.
Yeah.
There's an Elon Musk scam stored somewhere here,
No, he.
or the satellites are out of position.
Yeah, the latest when they were going up to the lunar station, the astronauts like noted a bit of course.
Ah, shit. Famously irresponsible astronauts are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Could never trust those guys.
That's why we don't send any more of them up.
Yeah,
Don't we?
that's just how it's got to be.
I like how she don't we as if I'm American.
We send them up to the space station. We sent some up to the space station, but like attempts at like exploring anything beyond the space station or launching satellites ended a while ago.
Ah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Humanity kind of everyone except Elon Musk kind of reached the revelation of, so far as we know, faster than light travel is impossible. And then everyone kind of went, oh, so there's no point to exploring space then.
Yeah. Now we need to go. Now we need to do the inverse. We need to go down and fist fight Cthulhu.
He's probably capable of it. We just need to stick a saddle on his back.
Yeah. But yeah. So as you were coming in, I was telling Pink that that whole thing with my sexuality seems to be resolved somewhat, more or less. You know, the one that's kept me ranting a bit recently. Did we lose him?
He's nodding in approval, but we might have lost him.
The sentient octopus.
It's
Strikes again.
back.
Boy. I guess I'll wrap the topic
Oh,
up
yeah.
because he's not allowed to hear it. But yeah. So I guess this is a thing where I might need to consult you as a third person, Pink. But so here's the thing. So as I've said, oriented airways. That's basically just means that I don't really seek like I don't see or I don't feel rather sexual attraction or romantic attraction to people. The oriented part means that I do feel a tertiary form of attraction, which aesthetic is, and which is what's my need things for the past while. The only thing really there for me to figure out anymore is just to see if that's where that part leans, and that might be one where I need to consult you because definitions are hard.
Mm.
But like the basically the reason that I fucking labored over it is, well, for one, as I've said, it's nice to know shit about yourself. Like it's nice to not be like, hey, what does this mean, body or brain? But also, well, saying that I'm ace just flat out, or just by default is descriptive enough. The ace spectrum is so wide that I feel like it's that I feel like just saying that is kind of like it kind of loses its power as a label when the definition is stretched out so far that people who are completely different can fit under it, and that's not a knock against people on either end of the spectrum. It's just the fact of how it works mechanically.
Yeah.
And so one of the other reasons that I spent trying to figure shit out recently It's just to be able to go like, hey, I am blank, and then people actually like if people don't know what blank is, then then they can look it up or they can ask me.
Yeah.
How many times are you gonna have to actually explain this to people, though?
It depends. If I actually try to fucking
Because I mean,
get in a relationship, then
Addy,
probably.
if your goal is to like explain this, if your goal is to explain this to your family, it sounds like there's people in your family that aren't going to believe any answer except "I want to fuck X."
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, that you say that doesn't work. Because I forgot. Were you not there when I told you that I did? I told my mom that I might be somewhat gay, and she was like, "Nah." So yeah. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much all of that. And then, W, do you want to hit Red Dead first or Bloodborne?
Let's hit Red Dead first because you actually did finish it.
I finished both.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know. I figured you wouldn't have had enough time to finish Bloodborne.
I beat German in 5 tries, and I beat the presents in the first try with 7 blood vials.
The Moon Presence is kind of a joke, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. Well, it has some moves where I got scared, and also immediately when it just started jumping all over the place and I couldn't follow its movements, that was hard to deal with. And then it stopped jumping around, and that's why it died, pretty much.
Yeah, like I would say the Moon Presence is a serious contender for easiest Souls boss. If it weren't for, Souls final boss. If it weren't for Dark Souls 2's final boss, which is a fucking joke.
I don't know,
Well,
like it's a thing of like if we don't count the moon presence, which I mean we have to count the moon presence as the final boss. Like, wait, no,
Garmin's pretty
am I-
brutal.
do you have to fight Gurman either way?
Yes, it is a tiered thing. To get the bare minimum worst ending, you have to beat the wet nurse, which is
Okay,
why some
that's
people would count the wet nurse as the final boss.
that's what I was going to say. Because if we count the vet nurse as a boss, then the vet nurse wasn't that hard either.
Yes, she gave Soon some trouble, but she's mostly an enemy where it's just hit it from the back. Just hit it from the back.
Yeah, like funnily enough, the vet nurse is probably my favorite boss in the whole game.
I would have guessed Gurman.
No, because Gurman was Gurman had the explosion. That nothing personnel. I had a lot more fun finding the vet nurse because she was a mostly just straightforward fight where it legitimately was just okay. So can you tell what the vet nurse is going to do? Yes, no. If yes, do you have time to attack it? Probably. And then sometimes during the fight, she just throws down a smoke bomb and does fucking kagebulshin. And then those times,
Yeah.
and then I was legitimately scared when she did that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But Red Dead. Red Dead is probably the best Rockstar game I've played, which isn't a big thing for me for them to hit for me. But at the same time, it's a game of like, if I had to recommend someone one Rockstar game to play, then I would recommend Red Dead 1. Because
Yeah.
it features the best representation of everything that they do, the bad and the good.
Yeah. Well, I'd say that the railroading wasn't near as bad as it was going to get, but it was also one of the ones that was definitely a step on the road.
Yeah. And let's see. I didn't end up hating Wes Dickens as much as I did initially. Although
He endears you more to him by the end.
Like, I think the reason that I like the thing that really made me start appreciating Wes Dickens is that he didn't screw you over,
No,
and
like
that's
even though
yeah.
you wouldn't expect a snake oil salesman to have the balls to actually be there when it counts, but he absolutely was there for John when it counted.
Yeah, and not only that, but I don't know if he was supposed to do this or if my game bugged out, but he fucking took up a gun in the shootout and
Oh yeah,
saw
he's
the
supposed to do that.
Okay, because I didn't expect him to do that. I figured
He's
he
gonna
just
cap
yeah.
some other. What, you expect Wes Dickens to not get in there and be like, I need to claim some blood for myself, John. These souls will go straight to my funds.
I will make these people into the serum.
Yeah, it's such a simple thing, but I love right before the raid on Bill's Fort when Nigel West Dickens is going over the plan and he wraps it up with, and while John and I go in there and kick all their asses, Sheriff, you and the marshals can stand back and start giving yourself medals. And the sheriff and the deputies all just start looking at Nigel West Dickens like, the fuck? What'd we do to earn that? Like, it's such an uncalled for bodying that just implies Nigel West Dickens' own cynicism that can apropos of nothing, you know?
Yeah,
Because I mean, the deputies are both idiots, of course, but the sheriff, for the entirety that you get to know him, seems like he's perfectly on the level, if not a bit overworked.
yeah, more or less. And weirdly enough, I didn't hate Irish either. Like Irish, yeah.
Irish is too funny to really hold a grudge against.
Oh no, he wasn't funny for me. Irish is just Irish was just written to be perfectly the sort of character that I expect to do that. So like, so I wasn't disappointed by him.
Yeah. If memory serves, he didn't even intentionally
No,
fuck up there, doesn't he? Doesn't he show up way late? But it's just because he's drunk, not cowardly.
no, he is cowardly. But you know, like after that, he didn't screw John over.
Yeah,
Like
he
took-
makes it up to John in other ways.
Well, I don't know. I didn't meet him in the actual world after he lives in Mexico. But taking John to Mexico is a thing where, like, you know, I can see why people would be like, "Man, fuck Irish. He got John into this job." But also, it's fucking Irish. Have you been listening to his dialogue?
Yeah, there comes to be a certain point where it's like, John, why are you trusting him with this job?
Yeah.
It's Irish. There's two dialogue exchanges in particular I love with Irish. The first being when you walk up on him and he's mugging the nuns. And John walks up, and Irish turns to him and points the gun at him and goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And John just rips the gun out of his hands, pistol whips him, and says, "It's your old buddy, Amnesia."
Yeah.
And I also love that scene because that's just like establishing for anyone who came from Red Dead 2. Like, Arthur would have just taken that. He would have just like went, shit, here's Irish again. Like, John doesn't care. John rips the gun out of his hand and fucking pistol whips him. He could have given Irish a concussion. He doesn't give a shit.
Who gives a fuck about Irish? He's mugging nuns.
Yeah. Like, that's the part of the difference with Arthur and John is that Arthur, you feel like any of the NPCs could give Arthur the runaround and ultimately he wouldn't do it. When Arthur threatens people, it seems like empty threats. When John threatens the quest givers to not fuck him around, it seems like John may actually kill them.
I don't know.
Vast difference in attitudes.
But yeah, and then you said that I would hate the Mexico part as well. I didn't. It was a thing of like, well, you know, on one side you have politicians, on the other side you have Che Guevara. I expected everyone to be assholes here.
Yeah. And I've pointed this out on the forum before because Mike doesn't like the Mexico section for that. But like I've pointed out before, they make it clear throughout the whole stretch. Everyone involved is telling John, you're gonna have to wait to get Javier and Bill. There's something a little bit bigger going on here right now, man.
Yeah.
You've accidentally your little bounty hunting thing happens to be going on in the middle of an actual fucking war. By the way,
Yeah?
how did you feel about Javier, Bill, and Dutch coming over from Red Dead 2? Spoilers for Red Dead 2 and Red Dead 1, by the way.
Well, I forgot Bill. Like, I know that Bill was in the gang. I don't remember him in 2 at all. I remember Uncle.
Yeah, Bill's not very plot significant.
But yeah, so
He
for
was
Bill...
a drunk brute.
Yeah?
Drunk brute, kind of lovable, seemed to have possibly something going on for Kieran. It's heavily implied that he's starting to suffer from early onset dementia.
Is he the guy who yeah. Then the other drunk who was harassing fucking the guy from the other gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
all I
like
remember.
once the guy from the other gang gets freed, he starts to develop a crush on him.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't remember Bill, more or less. Dutch. Dutch, I enjoyed a lot more in this game, but that's with the context of in 2 he's so much worse. Like,
yeah,
it's one of those things where like playing through 2 is a character assassination of Dutch Wonderland. Seeing him talk in his final mission. The other missions are kind of bad, in my opinion. As in, like, it's still kind of just like Dutch, more or less. But then the final mission and all that, he actually gets to be a character who isn't just I've got a plan, John. I'm gonna go and import anime.
You always got a plan, Dutch. This one's a real good one.
Did I just fucking do Micah? Kind of. Yeah, anyway, that Javi, I don't remember. Like, I remember liking Javi in 2. I don't remember what made me like Javi in 2. The weirdest part of him in 1 is how John refuses to call him Javi. He's always Javier.
Yeah.
Which, like, I get it.
I've said this before.
But, it's weird.
Yeah. Like, Red Dead 2, Javier's characterization feels like a retcon.
Yes.
Because John doesn't fucking like him in Red Dead 1. And, like, he's like, oh, Javier, a fucking slimeball. Never fucking liked him. But in Red Dead 2, he's like this dashing gentleman that near everybody in the gang views as a brother, you know?
Yeah.
I will say there is one little thing in Red Dead 1, though, that gives some indication that Javier is a little more sympathetic than the other gang members, which is, did you notice he had the drop on John at one point, but instead of trying to kill him, just dropped a box on him and ran?
Yes. One
gets the feeling a little bit more from Javier than Bill or Dutch that Javier still, despite it all, doesn't want to hurt John.
Yeah. And I forget if you get a choice between killing Javi or not. I didn't kill him because, You
do.
So yeah, I didn't kill Javi because I figured, it fits with John's character.
Yeah.
And then,
one thing I will go ahead and say just real quick. There's 2 things that are actually related to Javier's death.
Yeah,
if you do kill him. The first being that if you kill him, then it shows a cutscene of him taking Javier's body back to the Mexican fort, and John is crying the way back.
Oh.
And on top of that, whether you bring Javier in alive or dead dictates how his second in command, his right-hand man, treats John for the rest of the game. If you bring in Javier dead, he continues to treat John like a scumbag. Little touches, but
yeah. Who's second-hand man? Because that got cut off.
Ross is
Ah,
Agent Ross's second
yeah.
hand man. Speaking of which, what did you think of Ross?
I don't remember which one's which. Uh,
Mustache, evil, the
he
fat
was.
evil.
I mean, it's a thing of like up until the the twist, not twist because everyone's been spoiled on it.
Yeah,
I didn't really just mind them. I was in like, it's what I'd expect. Okay, how do I put this? It's what I expect Rockstar to write the government as. And then there was the betrayal on the house on the hill, and nothing really changed. It was just like, okay, I guess. I mean, it's a thing of like, they spent the whole game telling John, if you don't do what we say we tell you to, we'll just get another fucking criminal to do it for us and kill you. I wonder what they'll do. Like,
it was. Yeah, it's 100% one of those situations of like, what is there really that John can do? That's the thing that I think is so brutal about Ross compared to so many Rockstar bad guys who are obviously going to betray you. Is, well, with Ross, you're pretty well powerless to resist him.
yeah, and that's a lot of John's dialogue in the game.
Yeah,
Like the entire Mexico section was just, I need to be here. I don't want to be here. I need to be here.
John John likes helping Louisa. He likes her, and he likes Landon Ricketts.
Sure, yeah. I remember. I don't know.
So I do want to say one little.
Yeah.
I think we're a little off sync because of my bad internet.
Yeah, probably. So go ahead.
But it's a little moment, but it's one that when I see every time, I'm like, Ross, you are a fucking piece of shit. Do you remember the dialogue after Dutch's death?
Not completely.
So after Ross shoots Dutch's corpse so that it'll look better in the photos.
Yeah, we need this. We need this to be filed better. And then he hands you a gun.
And on top of that, John then asks, John says to Ross, okay, I've done it. Now where's my family? Ross's first reply is, Oh, John, yeah, I never told you, but your wife and son in a horrible prison riot a month. And John pulls his gun on Ross. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Barely.
Damn it.
Pulse is gone. That's where we were.
Were you able to make out
most of it? Yeah.
Anything of what I said? So yeah, imagine if John just shot Ross right there because Ross decided to make a cruel joke. Wouldn't that be a funny alternate timeline?
Yeah. But I mean, the thing there though is that Ross points out immediately, like,
and
after.
How did you the ending?
One sec. So the thing with that scene is that if memory serves, Ross then immediately points out, if you shoot me, there's like 100 people here working for the Pinkertons. They'll get you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the ending, I called it pretty much. I mean, like, I've known the ending more. I've known the death of John. I didn't see the ending because that the John's death is what everyone talks about with Red Dead. But Yeah, that was the most natural and awaited progression for the story, considering the setting and all.
Yeah. And that credits theme is video game. Period.
That credits theme is video game. Period. You are right.
Damn it. The credits theme, good song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good song. Sad.
Yeah.
Ross ventilated.
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
I never.
Yeah, you get it. You get it.
I never figured out how to. So I bought the automatic pistol that Ross is supposed to give you before he gives it to you. Funnily enough, but yeah, so that's what Jack had, and I never figured out how to cut the Deadeye short, so I could only shoot once while I'm in it. So I just fucking made his head into Swiss cheese.
Yep.
And that was Agent Ross. But yeah, Jack is a lot harsher on the horse. Well, otherwise, I don't really get why people hate him.
Because he's not John.
I was about to make
Pretty
that same
much,
joke.
yeah.
I mean, like, the funny thing is with Red Dead 2, there's also a lot of people who complain about the fact that you have to play John during the end game because he's not Arthur. And people love John, but they wanted Arthur, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because you spend the whole game warming up to a character and then they're dead. But only
one thing I want to know.
Yeah.
Every stranger mission except the ones from the strange man himself are just as available for Jack and John, and some of them even changed to fit the differing time period.
I did notice that that they had to record a lot of dialogue to have both Jack and John fit into the same script.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I do want to ask real quick. I'm going to assume you didn't do most of the stranger missions, but did you do the strange man's missions?
I don't think I ever found the strange man. I did actually do stranger missions, but I never found the strange man.
That's unfortunate, but I can't blame you because the time I played through Red Dead Redemption 1, I never found the strange man either. But the strange man is possibly the most explicit instance of the supernatural that actually occurs in any Rockstar game story.
I see.
And he is damn fascinating, or in fact strange, for it. The thing I will say for him, and you've probably heard this from Mike before, is the last mission you have with him, he doesn't even give you anything to do. He's just sitting outside John's farm. And can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. He's just sitting outside John's farm. And the spot that John goes to talk to him on, not only does he reveal a bunch about John's past, including some Red Dead 2 plot details, because that was kind of an early preview, but then he just simply looks down and says, "This is a good spot, isn't it?" And the spot he's standing on is the spot where John is eventually buried. And then he walks off into the night, and John starts shooting directly at him, and he just no-sells all the bullets. And
Nice.
he just disappears.
So yeah, which Hauser is the strange man? They just can't his face.
Are you serious?
No, I'm making a joke.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I think it's Dan Hauser because he's the one that writes the games. Oh, Dan Hauser, not Dan Housen.
Yeah,
Oh, that would be quite the revelation.
it's Chris Jericho. He's the strange man. Red Dead
Well,
Redemption
it's
is all
why they
elite.
added the tequila dance.
Red Dead Redemption is all elite.
I need to step out for a few moments here.
All right. So yeah,
And there goes all my Danhausen jokes. No swearing, no swearing. All right.
Yeah.
Was there anything else in particular you wanted to talk about with Red Dead 1?
I don't think so. Nothing really comes to mind.
Yeah, there's some stuff I'd like to talk about, but I think with the apparently horribly overcast skies or whatever is causing my bad internet, I'm not sure I really have the opportunity.
I guess if nothing else, we can tighten it up next week again.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's-
one
it's-
thing I just want to hit,
Yeah, go ahead.
just hit real quick. One of those last Dutch lines kind of just explains all of his irrational behavior, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All I know how to do is fight. Fighting's all I ever did. But you can't fight gravity.
And that's why
So
John.
funny-
that's
the
why
actual-
John. I invented the anti-gravity belt. Yeah.
Observe as I use it in action. Oh shit, it ain't working! Oh!
Yeah, like,
Fun.
John, you can't fight gravity, except this one guy I read about in a mango. I'm gonna try it now. And then he jumps off the fucking cliff and calls for the flying nimbus.
Read about the man. Oh my god. Does this make John like King Piccolo or something?
I guess. I mean, that's a pretty grim joke because that's kind of what got Dragon Ball bent here for like 20 years. But yeah, anyway.
By the way, Dutch's actor, one of the first takes they did of that scene, there was something behind Dutch's actor as he was walking backwards to the cliff.
So he fall actually.
And just as Dutch was supposed to, fall off the cliff and kill himself, Dutch's actor tripped and fell on something behind him, lost his balance. So Dutch actually in-game, sadly Rockstar's never released the footage, but Dutch actually in-game started like windmilling his arms to catch his balance while panically going, "Our time has passed, John!" And he just fumbles over.
Nice.
And my god, could you imagine how different that would have been for the game? Villain dies by tripping and falling over.
Nice. It would have been like that one take in GTA 5 where the take was so funny they left it in the game.
Ooh, what was that?
Do you remember the cutscene where Trevor falls over? And Lamar and Kendrick laugh about it? That wasn't scripted. Like
I don't think Lamar was there. I think that was just Franklin.
No, it was Franklin and Lamar. I remember both of them being there because Lamar is the one who starts off laughing at him. Better.
I feel like Lamar, if he does pop up in that mission, he pops up later.
I don't know
because I think it's
remember
Franklin's walking out of his house and Trevor's there to greet him, and Trevor falls over the fence and Franklin starts laughing at him.
I feel like it's both of them, and because he was trying to show off to Lamar or something. He wanted to be hip. That's how he trips. He tried to like jump over the fence, and his leg got caught on the fence.
You're probably right, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it would have been like that. So it would have been great. Dan.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
here's another odd little thing that probably wouldn't happen nowadays. Dutch's voice actor also voices Nastas,
I don't remember who that is.
McDougal's Native American handler, for all intents and purposes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's. I don't think it's really that bad, but yes, nowadays it would not be considered acceptable to hire a white actor to voice a Native American character. No.
Yeah.
Kind of also makes it a bit funny then that Nastas gets brutally murdered by one of Dutch's goons, anyways.
Yeah. The boss.
It's also kind of hard to think of a perfectly innocent character who gets it worse in Rockstar than Nastas. Nastas never hurt anyone, and he just gets shot in the fucking face.
Yeah, no, Nastas. Like, here's the thing. This is a Rockstar world. Nastas was naive, and that's the greatest one of them all. Because it's a world made by Rockstar.
I don't know. I always kind of. I guess a little bit, but even then, not Nastas came off less as naive and more like trying to actually find a peaceful solution to a kind of like a dumb problem caused by the of Dutch and McDougal. By the way, McDougal's fucking hilarious. He's an idiot, but a delightful one.
Yeah, like I agree with you. It's just a thing of you need to think about this shit like Rockstar. Rockstar, or I guess you need to think about it like Dan Houser, and then according to Dan Houser, everyone sucks. If you try to fix things, fuck you, die. Pretty much. At least that's what I got from Nastas's treatment. Because like Nastas did everything right in trying to resolve things peacefully.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah. But yeah, like he tried to do everything he could to resolve things peacefully, and then the world just went no. Actually, no. But yeah. W, are you still here? Amogus.
Barely.
Alright, cool. Do you want to switch over to Bloodborne then? Alright, cool.
Do I want to switch to blue?
Yes, do you wish to switch to blue? But yeah, do you
Yes, but I feel like it might just be you on that one.
I don't know, because there's some things that I think we might have to argue about. So, W. This is not completely related to Bloodborne, but I need you to explain this to me so I can use it properly. When you call something mid, is it supposed to be just entirely just mediocre, or is it supposed to be that parts of it are mid?
It seems like kind of a broad, sweeping generalization. I would say that you're implying that it's. I'd say that it doesn't imply one or the other. It's just kind of a general statement, right?
Okay. Because last week I called Bloodborne mid. Just like nothing particularly great, but nothing particularly bad, and or overall. But Bloodborne does have parts that shine. Is what I said. Now keep in mind, of course, I didn't finish the game. So what's my opinion now? It's fine. Like out of all of the Souls-likes that I've played, Bloodborne has been the best one, as you'd expect. Wow, a FromSoft game by FromSoft is good. But it's a thing of I think I said this last week as well. I don't think this game is bad. But I also don't think that it should have had as much influence on video games as a whole as it did. Like
no game really deserves to have as much influence on video games as they do.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, because like for
like the initial Call of Duty offerings are pretty good, but I don't think anybody played them and was like, every video game from now on should be this.
I don't know, for
Torch
a while
every other video game franchise.
I don't know, for a while people were like, well, this isn't Call of Duty. Why would I buy this?
I guess nowadays people are like, well, this isn't Witcher.
Yeah, this isn't Witcher or Dark Souls. I've actually seen the genuine. Yeah, go ahead.
Witcher has 100% more tits and 100% more free DLC than Dark Souls. What are you talking about?
That's true, but I've genuinely have seen more people be like, well, why isn't this game Dark Souls?
Oh,
yeah, like it's a thing of, like you see one guy doing it and you go, okay, that guy's dumb. I've seen 5, which isn't a large pool of reference, but still, it's at least 4 more than I'd expect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I appreciated how there's cutscenes. Like, I didn't expect them coming from Neo, which did actually feature cutscenes, but they were like, I think the difference is both kind of waste their cutscene time with frivolous shit usually, but Neo's cutscenes didn't really amount to anything. Neo's cutscenes didn't feel like they were leading up to anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big difference between the two, is that, like, sure, or most of the cutscenes things like there's a door opening somewhere. Yes, that is most of the cutscenes in Bloodborne. But also in the like 3 or 4 cutscenes where bless you, in the 3 or 4 cutscenes where people are talking, they're actually bless you, they're doing world building a lot. So to make up for the rest of the cutscenes being a door is being opened somewhere. Whereas on the other hand, like in Neo, they tried to do a hero's journey or something like that. I can't tell, but it felt a lot less. Like, weirdly enough, despite Bloodborne being a lot vaguer with its lore, Neo felt more directionless. If that makes sense, because the game being cut up into 3 islands really made it feel like instead of trying to make an overarching thing of, okay, William needs to save his pixie, it was, or whatever the fuck, I forget. It was just like, okay, so this is what this island's local lord needs you to do, and then go to the next island. Meanwhile, in Bloodborne, it felt more like, you're kind of just fucking thrust into shit, and then people are slowly explaining things, even though a lot of times they expect you to know things that you wouldn't know, really.
Yeah. Like, Bloodborne easily has the most obtuse and difficult to understand plot out of any of the Souls games.
It does?
And oh, I certainly think so. Well, I had a hard time understanding Elden Ring's lore, but everyone else understood it pretty well immediately, so I assume that was on me.
I don't know, like the
Hello?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay.
But yeah, like, it's what was I going to say? So yeah, like Bloodborne's lore, I mean, the switch to being the switch from being like gothic horror to being what's the word? Lovecraftian? I don't
Cosmic
know.
horror.
Yeah, cosmic. That's the word. Yeah, the switch to cosmic horror does leave things not well explained, but at the same time, I feel like there's, like, it's a thing of like, if you pay attention to all of the 3 lines that the people turning into werewolves say, and then pay attention to the 5 lines that the people locked into the houses who do anything but cackle say, and stuff like that. You can kind of piece it together. Okay, so people are sick and with werewolf disease. Oh, werewolf disease is caused by the moon. Oh, fucking Princess Kaguya.
Yeah. Well, it's more like Kaguya's stolen fetus. The stolen god fetus.
Yeah. Like I don't know most of the lore. I don't know if I look it up because it like my thing with lore, and one of the reasons that I always say that I don't like how the lore is told in Dark Souls is that, or Souls likes, is how, like, to me I shouldn't have to fucking, like, I shouldn't have to watch someone's content explaining the lore to understand the bare minimum. Which is why I was pleasantly surprised by Bloodborne, because it did give me the bare minimum. And
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Bloodborne's definitely one where I vastly prefer. Like, I think it can be interesting to listen to other people's interpretations of the lore, but Bloodborne's very much one where I like to stick to my own interpretations.
Yeah, like the thing with the whole interpretation of lore stuff and all that for me is that, like, basically, like, people, it's a tough ask for someone else to create a world that I would like enough to want uh to make my own, I guess, is the best way to put it. So for me, things like fan canons and all of that stuff, like, people's theories about how the lore is, or, while, may be fun for the people making them and all that, and may be fun to discuss, also not really, like, they're not really a selling point, because if I want to make up lore, I can make up lore. I can be creative. I have a thing working on that I've made a whole world around, and I know that's not everyone, but it's a thing. There's a thing of, like, trying to just make a world for yourself isn't the hardest part, really. Trying to make the individual people is, at least from my experience thus far. But just going, okay, so here's the basic premise of a thing that I enjoy, I would enjoy, and then just working on that, workshopping that in your head. And so for me, trying to workshop someone else's world is kind of just like a moot point.
The funny thing is, from just the casual writing I do in my own time, which is just casual, and I don't claim to be anything good, but I find the complete opposite. I find it really easy to write people, but for grand concept to make the world unusual and different from others, I tend to not be so good and tend to just rip off other works.
Ah, that's weird. I mean, technically, the world I came up with rips off One Piece, apparently, as I've been told, even though I've never watched or read One Piece. Like, you know the thing I'm talking about. But, like, I came up with this, with a magic system. I came up with more or less how the politics work. I know when it is set, where it is set, all of that stuff, and I know more or less what could happen and what could not. With some leeway for for plot development. I know what I want the main group to be, more or less, but, like, I can only actually tell you about 3 of them, and there's 5 people in the main group. I can only tell you about what 3 of their characteristics are, because the rest of them are just still rough outlines of a character. It's just, here's the basic idea for this character. Alright, great. Only 2 of them even have names. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, the whole trying to make sense of other people's, like, it's the thing that one post poked fun at, where, like, oh, we don't with George R. R. Martin talking with I forget the guy's name, before they start working
Stephen
on
King.
that. No, the guy who makes Souls.
Hidetaka Miyazaki.
Yeah, Miyazaki. So I remember fuck words. So I'm talking about the post where Miyazaki's like, "Hey, do you want to write a story for us?" And George R. R. Martin is like, "I don't think I can finish a story." And then Miyazaki just goes, "You don't have to finish it. The fans will do that for us."
Yeah,
And that sort of thing,
you can do that.
yeah. And that sort of storytelling to me just doesn't work because once again, if I want to work on a world, I work on mine. it's in progress. So you know. But at the same time, Bloodborne did feel like they actually gave a fucking effort into trying to make things make sense, even without looking at the item descriptions and fucking looking at other people's and their interpretations and all that. It's just, you know, like the worst part of the lore for me, or the worst part of the lore that I understand of Dark Souls is the ending that I got because it doesn't fucking make sense. I mean, it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah. You defeated a god. Now you become baby god.
Not even like no, not baby god. You have defeated a god. You're a squid now. You're a kid now. You're a squid now. You're a kid now. Welcome to Splatoon.
Baby god.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that one is like your character achieves something that in the setting has never been achieved. Gurman was the baddest human being alive prior to your character's arrival. Able to beat the moon presence, so he just wound up being pretty well its slave. No one in the history of Bloodborne has ever been able to beat a god before. It's like it is uncovered ground, is what it is.
Yeah. But let's see.
By the way,
Go ahead.
if you want to know, like the only major plot thing out of the DLC that I think that could be easily quickly stated is war crimes. DLC is about war crimes.
Ah. So just more of Old Yarnum.
Garmin and the other hunters fucked some people up.
So just more Old Yarnum.
Really badly. Yeah. Oh, well, Old Yarnum's pretty bad. I don't know if Garmin had anything to do with that. You also get to find out a bit more about the early days of what was going on with the Upper Cathedral Ward and the early trying to figure out of that shit, but I won't get into that.
Yeah. I don't think I got far into the early Cathedral Ward. I just got make contact and then left. I wanted to finish the game. Like
you finished the game so much quicker than I expected that I wasn't able to tell you what you should actually do with make contact beyond using it on the doll.
When I was looking up where make contact is exactly, they did tell me, and I chose not to get the rune because I have no use for moon. Like it's
you have no use for money, fool.
No, because I already have a moon rune that's worse, obviously, but it's a thing of like, I could make money. Alternatively, I could.
They stack.
I know, but I could make money. Alternatively, I could parry German and gain half of my health back every time he attacks me. You know.
True.
And so for me, like I used moon for the first half of the game. And then I had to switch it off because something was kicking my ass. I forget what. And after that, I compared the money that the moon rune I have gives me, and it just wasn't worth sacrificing the slot for. And like I know that the other moon would be better, and that I can stack them and all that. But like I don't know if 60% more blood echoes is worth sacrificing 10% more health and 5% more all damage defense and all that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a reasonable position. For me, that's one of the weird moments of Bloodborne of like this weird fucked up god thing gives you something for pretty well waving at it.
Yeah, I read the thing, read the guide of how to get to Mother Brain, and the thing that decided whether or not I'll actually attempt it was Brain Women, multiple.
Uh-huh. Yes. The weird brain doll things, yes.
Yeah,
On the whole, I've never had a huge issue with those enemies, but they are considered a menace.
I mean, did you have high frenzy resistance?
I may have and never noticed.
Because
I never built up high beasthood, and I never let my insight get too high.
yeah, I couldn't use insight for basically anything after I bought Gascoigne's outfit, and I never equipped it. But anyway, like insight was basically just used to summon the AI helpers and buy what did I buy? The Ashen Hunter outfit, which is the one that I finished the game in, and Gascoigne's outfit, and that's it. That's all the use I had out of that, because otherwise the only other time that I actually bought it from the inside shop was when I specifically needed no insight and I had to just throw everything out.
Everything must go.
Yeah.
Just walk into a store. I need to spend every single dollar out of my wallet. And the store owner just has a heart attack from sheer joy.
Yeah. But yeah, the worst boss that I fought was probably Logarius.
Logarius is unnecessarily brutal and not even in a fun way.
I mean, not only that, but like, I think the best way I can put it is bosses in Souls tend to be well designed because that's what the game is designed around. Usually, you know.
Yeah.
Logarius, from a design standpoint, is bad. Like, at least the parts of his design that we can see don't work for the game. Like, just how much he relies on RNG makes him not work. And I was like, like, how do I put this? Like, Nue in Neo is still the worst Souls-like boss that I've ever fought and beaten. Or just fought in general, really. But when Nue fucking killed me in 2 shots, it's because I was dumb or under-leveled, which matters a lot more in Neo.
Yeah.
And so, while I was angry and I didn't want to beat the game and all, or play the game at all because of Nue and all that, Nue was a task that I could surmount through my own efforts. Logarius felt so heavily reliant on RNG and whether or not he's gonna, throw the lost souls or throw a spirit bomb or fly or all that just it felt antithetical to pretty much every other boss that I've fought up to that point.
Yeah.
And like when I lost, I didn't feel like I lost because of a misplay that I made. I felt like I lost because the game decided that I should lose.
Logarius feels like he should have been like a super secret bullshit boss and not one of the earliest bosses you would encounter in the late game.
Yeah. Although there were some funny things with the environment. Because you know the move where Logarius does his flippy shit and then he throws the sword down to do the AoE?
Vaguely, but I've mostly purged Logarius' moveset from my memory out of just preservation of my sanity.
Yeah, that's fair. So Logarius has this move where he takes his sword, he swings it around himself a couple of times, and then throws it into the ground, and it triggers an AoE that throws summon swords at you.
Oh, right. Yes, I remember that.
So, one time, in fact, it was the time I beat him, I think. One time, he did the whole dance, throws the sword down, the sword goes through the ground.
Oh!
The AoE went with it because it's a proximity AoE. So the effect was still going on. The sword was still on the ground, so he couldn't trigger it again. But I wasn't attacked by the AoE attack.
Nice!
Yeah.
We take those.
Like after so many times when Logarius threw a speed bomb under, like Logarius threw a speed bomb, I dodge out from under it or away from it, and then it blows up under the building and it kills me. After how many times I had to go through that? that was fucking deserved. That Logarius eats shit once.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I would get so excited if, like, there are some bosses in some areas of Dark Souls where they have a rare bug that will cause them to clip into the floor and they just fall until they hit the kill floor and it counts as a success.
Nice.
I would be so elated if I got Logarius to do that someday.
Yeah. The other thing about Logarius' fight, by the way, is that I beat Logarius and the One Reborn very close by. As in, I think genuinely a minute. It wasn't a minute, but it was 5. Like I beat Logarius. I was like, okay, I can do this. I teleported to fucking to Yahar'gul. Just walked past everyone, and then pretty much one shot the fucking One Reborn. So yeah. What?
Is the One Reborn basically not just the big weird lunch meat monster that from SpongeBob? That one episode of SpongeBob.
Maybe. But yeah, like
I'll go ahead and look up a picture. Keep talking.
All right. So yeah, why did I bring this up? Shit. There was a reason I brought all of this up. Oh yeah, the walk to Logarius was worse than the walk to the One Reborn. Cause to face the One Reborn, you have to go through a living cart. Actually, you have to go through at least 2, depending on which route you take, 2 or 4. You have to fight a patchwork werewolf. You have to fight at least a guy with a gun, but it's probably better if you kill both of them. And then you can actually get to fighting the boss. Which is a hard ask because the gun people take 70, or at least in my experience, the gun people do 75% damage. The carts can shoot. And also they can tank pretty much any of your attacks and hit you for 80% regardless. And the Patchwork Werewolf is the easy one. just in general, it's the easy one to beat. But on to go get to Logarius, even with the skips, like to do the skips, you have to go past a guy with a blow dart thing that poisons you or whatever. It puts a curse on you, and the women, the ghost women, and that one guy who shoots the blow dart is worse than all of the living carts. He was more annoying.
Excluding maybe some from Demon Souls, I think Logarius has the single worst run from bonfire to boss in any of the Souls games. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, Kanehurst, Soon's agreed with me on this, so I want to hear you. For my 2 cents, Kanehurst is the worst level. Kanehurst is the worst level in all Bloodborne.
Yes. I can't think of a level that I had. The last one, but that's a personal thing. Like I didn't like the Nightmare Frontier because there's a part where you have to fight these big fucking spiders, while also rock throwers are in the background waving at you menacingly.
Yeah.
And like the rock throwers give me a lot of trouble, and I hate spiders, as you know, because arachnophobia is fun. And yeah. Like yeah, go ahead.
Behold, the One Reborn.
All right, let's see. Yes. But no, this is more like the carts.
SpongeBob predicts everything.
But yeah, so Yeah, like I can't think of a verse level. Like there was a thing where the guide pointed out everything that you can miss, and and even like it was like you can miss this, and then it goes on further in the guide, and it just assumes that you want to take the thing you would have missed. So that was nice, but uh, it was like, hey, so if you go around Canehurst, you can fight this very secret boss that gives you a weapon, a very good weapon, and you just need to go and fucking talk to Ludwig after you kill her. And I went, no, it's in Canehurst. I am not fucking doing it. Like I don't care. I legitimately don't care if the secret boss is just an old man that doesn't even hit you, and you just have to cleave his skull in half in one hit. I don't want to be in Canehurst.
We do not go there. It is a silly place.
Yeah. And then the thing I got out of
I actually
killing
don't recall there being a.
Yeah?
I actually don't recall there being a secret boss in Canehurst.
There's like some cult that you can join, and you can either choose to join them or kill the leader, and then the leader is the boss. And if you join them, then you can tell Ludwig where they are, and Ludwig goes and kills them instead, or something like that.
Yes, he does.
And there's also Crow. I thought about getting the Blades of Mercy or whatever, the dual wielded swords, because I was like, hey, that looks cool. It might be fun to play around with. And then to get that, go to Canehurst. Guess I won't get that then.
You do not have to go to Canehurst for that.
Okay. Then I guess I'm
believe that is
yeah?
Cathedral Ward is where the last step of Eileen's quest is.
But I never met Eileen, so I forget.
Oh, well, that probably causes a problem, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, all of those were pretty funny. Finding the Cleric Beast was a lot harder than fighting it this time around.
Yeah.
Like I went up to Gascoigne and I was like, I was supposed to fight the Cleric Beast by now. Why did I take the wrong right? You think I would recognize the fucking the bridge, but no. So then I had to backtrack and find the Cleric Beast to kill it first try again, and that I had to check that because I wanted to make sure that the time I beat it on recording wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
And no, the two-handed axe is just too strong. Like if you firmly insert yourself up the Cleric Beast's ass and do nothing but charging heavy attacks, you just kind of win.
Yep. Every Souls game has one boss at the start whose chief lesson to teach you is hit it from the back.
Yeah. Oh, I guess
conveniently enough, the boss in Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, they were supposed to teach you that. Both have gigantic asses.
Ah. Why hasn't Pink played those games?
Well, they're horrible monsters and not hot women, so they're just horrible monsters with gigantic asses.
I see. But yeah, there was another part that I had problems with, which I think that I've definitely complained about that part too. But you know the part in Yahar'gul where there's the infinitely respawning hags and the laser eyes?
Yes.
Yes. Just screw that part. It sucks.
Yes.
But yeah. Bloodborne is this weird thing to me where like I didn't hate it, but I don't know if I'd say that I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed acquiring the experience, to be able to compare things to it and stuff like that. And I enjoyed certain parts of it, but usually it wasn't related to the gameplay.
All right.
Like it's a Zelda thing. I think I can see why this game is good. I just don't think I enjoy it, or I don't even know anymore. With Zelda, I know for a fact that I don't enjoy it. With Bloodborne, it's complicated. Because like the difficulty wasn't really there. Like it's how do I put this? And I mean, you did say that that Bloodborne's difficulty is overstated. But Souls games are usually, people usually go, oh well, those are very hard. This was my first proper Souls game, and it was just kind of like the parts weren't the parts that gave me trouble weren't really difficult, more so annoying. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times, it didn't feel like they were challenging my skills. It was just an endurance test. The annoying parts.
Well, the parts that are like fun, difficult, are all the parts that you eventually get used to, and they become so ingrained to the way you play them easy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the kidnapper dudes, I think, are one example of an enemy that when you're fighting them, they aren't that brutal anymore.
I don't know. Like I had trouble with the dumbest fucking enemies. Like the reason I didn't finish the upper cathedral ward, the aliens.
Oh,
They weren't even tough. I was just too fucking tired of getting grabbed, and they were put down in such a way that I after a while, especially when there were more than one, I just didn't have time to actually attack them in any meaningful way. So I just got stuck. Yeah.
You mean the brain suckers?
Yeah, the brain suckers.
Believe it or not, those are not aliens.
What are they?
Good question. They seem to be an
What are frogs?
attempt at turning humans into aliens. It seems.
Ah,
Well,
I see.
They seem to be people who have become obsessed with gaining as much insight as possible, to the point they are now obsessed with sucking your inside out of your head directly.
Ah, yeah. But yeah, so those guys gave me the most trouble because I don't know. I dodged them usually when there was one. I would dodge out of their way or whatever. But the one like set up for the grab, and then the grab always seemed to get me. The times when I could dodge out of the way, well, I either killed them or there were two of them. In which case, no, there's no dodging actually. Like the one time I had to go up against two. They just stood on either ends of me and did nothing but throw out the ball to freeze me. One of them grabbed me. All right, I do the can't get up animation. Immediately, I'm in the fucking ball again.
Yeah, like the magic missile that the brain suckers throw is the brutal part of them.
Okay, so I wasn't just sucking hard against them.
Nope, it's tracking. It's difficult to dodge through, and they can spam them rapidly. I'm sure you noticed that if you get in cover away from where they can't shoot you, they'll just rapid fire a machine gun them in your direction nonetheless.
Yes, I did notice.
There's virtually no recovery from their... Yeah. There is some trick to killing them, but I don't remember what. But fun fact.
Yeah.
In the Chalice dungeon, every level has a boss at the end. And there's one level where the boss at the end is a singular lone brain sucker with not any special powers or anything. It's just a regular brain sucker, and he dies just as easy as you'd think. Like, it's almost as if they could have had, like, oh no.
No, you're still here. I hear you. Love you?
I think I just need to duck out because I'm I'm talking on a massive delay. Half of what I say is getting eaten. Half of what you guys say is getting eaten. And honestly, I didn't do anything with my week either. So I think probably I should just head out. I don't know. Did that get eaten?
No, I can hear you.
What the fuck?
No, it's fine. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I guess that was just a massive delay talking.
Yeah. But yeah, then
Ah!
I was- then I guess let's finish up on Bloodborne. Let's see what that was something I was going to point out. Shit. I need to look his name up. I talked about him earlier today, so it shouldn't be that hard.
Mikolish?
Yeah, Mikolash. His fight was
Mickle
very
Mickles.
yeah. His fight was certainly a thing. He
Yeah.
like the runaround part was dumb. I didn't like that part of the fight, and then he just turned around and then started spamming fucking infinite magic missiles.
Yeah. That boss fight is 100% one of either he doesn't use the Macross fucking missile massacre, in which case that boss fight is a joke. Or
Yeah.
he does, in which case, rip.
Yeah, and
With
then,
that said, it's really hard for me to it's really hard for me to hate Miklish just because I love like the stupid shit he says during the fight, or how he just starts howling for no reason.
I figured that was just the werewolf sickness setting in.
Oh no, Miklish doesn't have to worry about that. You saw his mortal form; it's a shriveled old corpse.
Yeah.
You're dealing with an astral projection right there, brother.
Wait, did I see his body?
His body is the teleportation gate to get into Murgo's loft.
Oh,
At the end of Yargul, when you
I
see all the
see.
corpses.
Yeah, then I did see his body.
That's
Yes.
the real physical school of Mensis. They're all dead.
I see.
You are using his his fucking shriveled corpse to travel into the realm of the gods. Oh.
Yeah. But there was something else. Oh yeah. The there was one sad thing about my playthrough of Bloodborne, which is that I wish I was recording at least parts of it, because do you all do this thing where even though you're not playing something on recording, your brain just defaults to how you would do a recording. So you do commentary to yourself even though you're not even speaking. Because mine does.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So there was this part in Bergenworth that was very funny to me in the moment, and I was like, man, I wish I was recording this, because I spent all of Bergenworth fucking just like running after the flyman, just like doing this bit where Frodo, because I played as Elijah Wood, Frodo was just like, I don't know, like a traveling salesman that is trying to sell like Japanese goods, those Japanese goods being death, and just the image of yeah.
Were you actually using the katana when you did that?
No, I tried to. I wanted to look up where the katana is, but I was like, I have an axe. Yeah, if I do New Game Plus, I'm gonna have to pick up the katana just to check it out, if nothing else. Because yeah, like the reason I didn't look up it is in the end because every cool thing I've looked up thus far has been in the DLC. I was like, well, that's probably DLC too then. But yeah. So
Katana, bleh.
yeah. But yeah, like there was just something very funny to me about this image of fucking Frodo Baggins on stilts running after a man who is also a fly, while yelling, fucking "Chotto matte, okyaksama," which is just wait a minute, which is Japanese for if I'm not mistaken. Wait a second, dear customer. And just
Oh God.
yeah, just yell after them, and then when they turn around, just fucking cleave their skull in half with my two-handed axe. But yeah, and there was another part that I remembered, like that I remember going like I need to talk to bring this bit up, but I don't remember what it was. So hey, I guess there's that.
It will pop up when it is needed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much Bloodborne. I'm looking forward to giving Sekiro a try if they put it on PS Plus, and that's pretty much my takeaway from Bloodborne.
Heh. What I hear about Sekiro is that it is the most brutally difficult of the FromSoft games, but also has the most straight plot.
I mean, isn't Sekiro supposed to be the most brutal because it's very much centered around parrying and shit? The combat design.
Yes, and stealth.
Yeah, that should work out fine for me. The reason I didn't parry anyone is because I like the two-handed axe. Like I beat Garman doing nothing but parries.
Ha!
So I should be fine. Oh yeah, the other thing I hear people talking about, or like this not liking in Sekiro is that you only have one weapon, but like if the one weapon's moveset is good, then I don't think it would be a problem. Like as long as it doesn't fucking handle like any of the swords I've used in Bloodborne, because I tried other weapons out. Nice voice crack. I tried other weapons out. I just didn't like any of them more than I liked the X, for some reason.
I'm not a fan of generic longsword moveset in Souls games either.
Yeah, it's just kind of like I don't even know. Like I didn't see the utility. Is the best way I can put it, because it was just like, okay, so you have thrust, running thrust. Okay, cool. Like I used Ludwig's holy sword or something like that. I forget. I used the short or the normal sword that you can turn
Big
into
fucking sword.
Yeah, you can turn into Guts' sword pretty much, and with that one.
Yo, dog, I heard you like swords, so I put a sword in your sword so you can cut while you cut.
Yeah, pretty much. And the thing with that one was that like the one-handed version of the sword just had more or less the same moveset as any other sword, and then the two-handed version of the sword had a swipe, which made it good for me. But at the same time, if I need to use the heavy version to even have a swipe, why am I not using the fucking axe?
Yeah.
Because the axe has 5 swipes. So yeah, that's basically my Bloodborne experience. Axes give me strength. They suck it away from Cthulhu. So Pink, do you have anything to add?
The Bloodborne?
Yeah.
No.
But the sentient octopus. I sent Pink a video.
Gonna give you the good brain suck.
Yeah, I sent Pink a video before the recording, and I was just like, this is a summary of Bloodborne's plot, and it's the video highlight of the video is just a sentence, sentient octopus. But yeah, it's still in the music tab if you want to listen to it. But anyway, yeah, I think that's all I've done, more or less. Yeah, like I don't know what else I could really talk about with Bloodborne, because I am confused on whether or not I enjoyed the game. Otherwise, we discussed all of the bosses I hated and the one I did like. So, well, no, I liked more bosses, or then I don't know how to put it. I was indifferent to most of the bosses, and then there was fucking Logarius. and like Mikolas's bullshit, but that was easier to deal with. Oh yeah,
Pickle Mick.
the thing I wanted to bring up is how I had to kill Mikolas because he refused to stop spamming the magic missile. And you know the part in phase 2 where you for some reason have to lure him into the balcony for him to jump down and then jump down after him to get him to trigger the actual fight.
Are you about to say that you killed him with poison knives?
No, better.
Okay, a lot of people kill him with poison knives there. I did that at one point to skip his fight.
I did better. So, every time I've tried to drop down on him and get a hit in, he started running. This time, I didn't try to attack him. He didn't start running. Mario stomped him on his head, which prompted him to actually start using his fight moveset outside of the arena.
Oh,
so
you pissed him off.
Yeah, I pissed him off, and so what happened was he kept using the magic missiles in a place where I have walls, and also started following me, trying to box me, while I have a big fucking axe.
Well, the thing I love is Mikolas uses the generic player melee moveset, so he doesn't try to box you. He tries to karate chop you to death.
Yeah.
And to put it in perspective, Pink, this is a Victorian era intellectual running around with a bird cage on his head, going, cause, or some say cousin, running after you or whatever. And it does no damage. That's the best part. Like, if it was effective, then that'd be one thing, but it sucks.
Oh yeah, I don't think he ever hit me with the melee, so I don't know if it deals damage or not. But like it was really funny to see him be like, oh, nice. But yeah, so it was really funny to see him be like, oh no, the magic missiles are not working because he can actually hide. Okay, I have to take things into my own hands. He just walks up the stairs. I'm at the top of the stairs, charging an attack. Do the spinning attack. He falls down the flight of stairs. He goes, oh no, and then walks back up again. We repeated that like 4 times and he died.
So I was about to jokingly say, what if he just starts using the Heihachi moveset? Then I remembered there's a boss in Elden Ring that actually does start using the Heihachi moveset. And I shut up.
Ah, nice. There was something about German I wanted to say as well. Because there was something funny happened in his boss fight as well. But I don't remember what. Shit. It appeared to me just before, but I don't know now. Oh shit. I don't remember. That sucks. I guess I'll tell you if I'll remember. But yeah. So that's Bloodborne. It's fine.
Yay!
And then Dobio, your week.
Build up to Immortal Empires. That's pretty well the gist of it. The only thing I can recall that I did or saw that was worth talking about. Oh, I watched the first episode of She-Hulk. I will cut out all political or gender stuff there because, oh boy, is that a landmine there that will distract you from the fact that the show is badly made.
Oh boy.
The editing sucks. The comedy largely isn't funny. The show on the whole is poorly timed. People generally right now are getting very sick of the MCU comedy style, which is why people are making so many memes about it. And Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Moon Knight, they were also well received because they were much more serious and dark entries in the MCU. And here's She-Hulk, who is pretty well Deadpool before Deadpool was Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
The editing is awkward. The writing is just bad in a lot of places. I won't get into the details, but there was a scene where it's honestly like, it honestly, Bruce Banner was trying to murder his own cousin. for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
And it's played off very innocently, but like it's one of the, oh, did you watch it as well, Pink?
He did.
Yes, I did.
So that scene is 100%. If Jin did not turn there, Bruce would have just murdered his own cousin for no reason.
Like a Saw movie.
And then he has the gall. And then he has the gall to bitch about her breaking his toys.
Yeah.
There's a fundamental character thing here, which... So they're really tripped up here by the fact that Bruce Banner in the MCU is a much simpler character than Bruce Banner in the comics. Without the backstory or long history of many traumas. And the way they try to write around it is through gender and political issues that I won't get into at the moment, but not a... If you're don't make it propaganda, don't make... And there could have been a better way of doing that. Thing is just like so confoundingly, but my God, everything that I say is getting turned into that, or you just can't hear me, of course.
No, we
I
can
hear
hear
every
you
other
somewhere.
word.
For fuck's sakes! Hello?
Hello.
There we go. She-Hulk sucked. Okay, there you go. I also watched SmackDown. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was Shotzi versus Liv Morgan. Shotzi didn't botch. It was a miracle. Other than that, not really. Other than that, just kind of an average match. One thing I did find funny, Liv Morgan did the flatliner off the rope springboard thing, whatever. A flatliner, you're supposed to sell that by falling on your face, right?
Yeah.
Shotzi did the RVD sell.
Nice.
I don't know why.
Falling on her cranium.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going to call that the Liv driver from now on. That's like her version of the Tiger Driver 91. It's her burning hammer. She pulls it out for only the most severe of opponents, like
Yes.
Shotzi.
Yes.
Then the backstage segment where Sammy went to Roman's locker room, and apparently Paul and they out now said, the Usos are caught up at the border. Weird. Which I just assumed, well, it's probably... all right. Does DUI count as a felony? I could see that being a problem for the border, yes. But Sammy comes in and starts talking like, you know, Jay, he's disrespecting me. He's disrespectful. He's disrespectful to you, all the bloodline. And I was thinking this is going to be the moment where Roman just slaps the taste out of Sammy's mouth, but Roman goes, actually, you know what? Jay is pretty disrespectful. You know what, Sammy? You're a good friend. I can trust you. Which immediately is like, where is this going? Later on in the night, we get Roman and Drew cutting promos on each other in the ring. And they've had Karrion Kross come on earlier and cut a promo about how Drew was the chosen one and he failed and he'll fail again and all this, that, and another. And they made it clear Karrion's getting in Drew's head. Drew picked up his jacket and found Karrion's hourglass underneath it. Yada, yada, yada. But the can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The Drew versus Roman segment, they honestly had where Drew got pissed at Roman, so he started signaling for the Claymore. Sammy, who did not seem to be there at all prior to that, Sammy appears out of nowhere and, honest to God, does a get down Mr. President spot and takes the Claymore in Roman's spot.
Nice.
So I guess that's going to be the gimmick going into Clash of the Castle. How they'll try and keep Drew strong while making him lose is a combination of Karrion getting in his head and Sammy presumably getting in tighter with the bloodline. Which I gotta say, this is actually, if this is how they actually signal the beginning of the end for the Bloodline, is Sammy gets in and Sammy winds up working in Roman's head that he can't trust the Usos. That's an unexpected direction, but one that I think is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And they had a fatal 5-way match to determine who fights Gunter. And it was funny because it was I forget, earlier in the night, my mom had asked, "Oh, do the Canadians love Sammy? Do they like him?" And I went, "I don't know. I forgot they're in Montreal, Quebecois, and I forgot Sammy is Quebecois.
Uh-huh.
So Sammy, by sheer virtue of being Quebecois, Sammy got by far, like, Sammy not only got pop of the night, it's just about the biggest pop I've heard since Cody at WrestleMania. The fans went, the Montreal fans went ape shit for Sami Zayn. Like, Sammy, who has been wrestling as a heel for like probably years now, on that night, credit where credit is due, they actually called it correctly. Even Ricochet called it correctly. Suddenly Sammy wrestled as a face that night. They actually knew, okay, Sammy's not getting booed no matter what he does. But Ricochet actually went to the trouble of seeing, like, oh, they're not cheering for me in this match. And Ricochet, after throwing Sammy out of the ring, started heel wrestlers now actually make the decision of, oh, I'm not the face in this match, better start acting like a heel, you know?
Yeah.
Either which way, Sheamus won, so it's going to be Sheamus versus Gunther. And it's probably, if all goes well, it's going to be a good old-fashioned European match of them just going out there and beating each other to death.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, it just occurred to me.
Yeah.
Like, the welts that Gunter left on Ilya Dragunov's chest from the constant chops, it only just now occurred to me, it's Gunter versus Sheamus. The palest man in history. Sheamus is going to look like a fucking stop sign when the match is done.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's my week.
All right.
Eddie, say bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Ooh.